Welcome back to the Next Level Show. Super happy to be recording again with Mr. Gabriel Contreras, my partner in crime and heated debates before we even get on air. I've noticed I have to get brains like Gabe's brain warmed up, get himself going. So when he comes in, he just comes in fiery hot. I like it. I always tell
all the
Gabe
way
I
hot. But see,
appreciate his
here's the
feedback.
problem. Here's the problem. When it gets hot, it's hard to cool down. So anything can happen. I take sharp lefts all the time on the normally. So when I'm all the way out there, it's hard to corral that energy.
Beast, corral the beast, channel it.
Sure.
But we got to use it for the good of this podcast to get people change their lives, help them out. For the listeners that don't know, we do have a YouTube channel. If you guys listen to audio form, you can continue to do that, but go ahead and do us a favor. Go ahead and quickly subscribe to our YouTube channel. Slowly but surely growing. We're making sure that we're airing the episodes as we drop the audio form, so you have a visual if you guys ever want to see what we actually look like. If you don't follow us on Instagram, our Instagram links are on the bottom. You can check us out there. I'm trying to think of any other updates. Obviously, you see that we're typically 3 co-hosts. Mike is not here again. That's why we actually, to be transparent with the audience, that's why we're doing 2 episodes usually a week right now.
Yes.
Until we can find maybe some common ground again, because I know Mike is a completely different job right now and his schedule is completely different. So in order to maybe, I guess, like quality control, if you will, we're dropping it down to 2. We have been for the last couple of weeks. Not that we have slacked off or anything from you guys. We're not slowing down any more than 2, but we're just trying to make sure that everyone can kind of be part of the show and not have to do so many solo shows or just dual shows. Even though that's the perks of having 3 co-hosts, we can keep this thing going for you guys. But if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, feel free to let us know.
The summer schedule.
It is. I mean, we're coming out of it, right?
To me, in the past, the end of summer will always the MTV Music Awards. They used to always, like when Jennifer and I started dating in the beginning, that was our signal to the summer being over. We would just watch it. I haven't watched it in like forever, but that was always a key thing for us before as the end of summer.
Okay, that's pretty fair.
Yeah.
Talking about summertime and all that. I actually went back to Universal Studios for the first time since the pandemic.
I saw that. How was it?
Great, man. I'll tell you what, I went to Islands of Adventure, just that side. I've been to both parks many, many times. And obviously you ride all the rides that they have. And, after a while you go like every so often. I don't find the need to get a year pass where I'm going like so often, because it's a bit of a hike for us. It's about 3 hours, give or take, to there. But they recently released the Velocicoaster for the Jurassic World part, which the last time I was there, it was still under construction. It was still about over a year out. And I'm assuming with the pandemic, it slowed things down, but they are finally done. They finished in June of 2021.
Did you ride it?
Yes. And they also had the Harry Potter ride that's on that side. It's the roller coaster for Harry Potter. Really, really cool. I forget the exact name of it, but it's an actual roller coaster. It has like the motorcycle with the little side cart, and those are the 2 seats. So you're either sitting on a motorcycle or you're in the side cart. It's really cool. The way they did it, man, dude. Universal, I'll give them props. Like, they go all out with their setup. The way they have the entrances, the waiting in line, the actual ride itself, they put a lot of thought into it. It's great. I'm not going to ruin the details of the Harry Potter ride. There's actually, if people that haven't gone, it's good to experience it for the first time, you not knowing what's to expect. But all I say is it's a lot of fun. If you like speed, it's not that like traditional roller coaster where it's like a lot of spins and stuff, but it's just like you get to see everything. And there's a couple little things in there that will surprise you, but in a good way, that I think overall it's a fun experience. You can be like, damn, that was actually a very exciting, very fun way to ride. The other thing with the Velocicoaster, I will say right now, I think it's rated like top roller coaster in the United States. It has like 4.9 stars.
Wow.
Yeah. And only just a short time it's been open. A lot of people are now going for the first time. Bro, it is sick. And nice. I'll be honest. I've told people on the show before that I'm actually afraid of heights. And ironically enough, I go on these things and face my fears all the time. Like, I'm not like, it's not to the point where I'm trembling or anything like that, but if I don't have to be up that high, I don't. Usually that's my thing. But I rode everything. I even rode the little tower thing where it just shoots you up and just you just go straight back down, like all that shit. I was just I was with two buddies, and the rule was at every ride is like you can't put your hands down. If you do, you have to buy the round of beers for everyone. So like we were,
Okay.
boys just talking shit to each other. But I was very clear on the Velocicoaster. I'm like, dude, I'm looking at it. One of my hands are coming down at one point, and I'm already going to buy the round of beers. I don't care because at this point I have nothing to prove. So I get on the ride, dude. I'm thinking the seats are different. No, the seats don't have the ones that go over your
What does it
fucking
have?
shoulders, dude. It has just the part of your waist, like it's
Okay.
like the seat part.
Yep.
And I'm thinking my feet are actually touching the floor of the car. No, my feet are floating too on top of that. So you don't feel as secure on this thing to begin
Kind of
with.
just dangling.
You kind of like, and it doesn't have that much of a bulk on the sides. So it's not like you feel like your head's locked in. You're kind of just there, right? Bro, I'll tell you what, that shit was fast. And like Busch Gardens has one, it's called the
Yes.
Cheetah Hunt, I think. Pretty quick. It takes off pretty quickly. It's a long roller coaster. Nothing crazy. I mean, it's just fast, but this one's faster, I think, by 10 miles. So it goes up to 70 miles an hour at the top speed. It's crazy. And there's parts, dude.
The Hulk is another one, right? That just shoots you off.
It shoots you out, but dude, after riding this one, it made the Hulk like feel like a walk in the park, bro. Like we warmed up with the Hulk. The Hulk was the first one we go on.
Yeah.
And man, I'll tell you what, after that, you leave there and you're like, dude, like your adrenaline is pumping so crazy. It's a very fun experience. It'll scare the shit out of you, but it will like leave you super like, dude, I did it. I had to do it regardless. I was like, kind of like shit when I saw it. I'm like, here we go. But it was definitely worth the experience. Do you like roller coasters, Gabe?
Yeah. No, I'm all about that. I would definitely ride those. We went there about a year ago, so I was going to ask you like how the line were there. It was like kind of like crowded. Well, that's one thing that we enjoyed about it. That it was not that many people. Lines were pretty relatively low. We got to go on damn near anything that we wanted in Universal. So it was great. And what I do like about them, kind of like to your point, is just the whole how they create worlds, like in specifically to Harry Potter. I'm not to say that I'm not a fan of them. I haven't watched the movies. I think we watched the first one, and then I was just like, oh, okay. I don't know. I just didn't get into it, but I can appreciate the whole world that they're building. Like with when you go inside, like the little town, and you got the dragon up the top, and then he just breathes the fire, and all of that is like pretty cool. Even the train station, when you go to take the train, that's right next to it. So that's awesome. I like most of those rides. Most of those rides are pretty cool, like the Transformers, even the Jimmy Fallon. What else is over there? I forgot. Is it the Mummy right there as well?
Yep.
I like that one too. I wanted to go to the Velocicoaster, but when we went there, it wasn't open yet. So we wanted to. I really want to go there. When I saw your story and you kind of like showed a little glimpse of it, I really want to go on that.
Yeah, man. It's definitely, I encourage anyone that likes that stuff, go. It's
you know
fun.
what I do sometimes
what?
When I go to put on, like, for instance, the harness either up top or down or whatever, I kind of like leave it a little bit.
You're crazy.
So that way, you get that little like floating feeling.
I usually purposely try to smush it where it's like crushing my insides because I hate the feeling of falling out of the seat. It's like, obviously anyone that's watched Final Destination, your mind goes there when you think of those stuff, but but overall it's a lot of fun. It definitely got me a couple of times where I didn't see certain things. I didn't know it was going to be that. And I don't want to ruin it for people, but there's parts where you're finally going up to 70 miles an hour on that fucking thing. You can feel
I know
it. Like
I can imagine.
It's impressive. So definitely, I think they're killing it right now with that ride. I think it brought the park itself up back to life. Wait lines were okay, normal. For the only one that we had to make like a reservation was the Harry Potter ride, because that was super popular. That whole like thing gets pretty congested of people and it's spectacle. So overall, dude, I think we waited mostly like 45 minutes, the max, for like a ride. So we got to ride everything on islands, and we just went there and back. It was a long day, but a lot of fun. Definitely worth going.
Yeah, I think the one that we waited the longest was actually one of the ones that we didn't really care for all too much. Fast and Furious.
Okay.
It was okay. But I guess that type of ride I didn't like so much, like the one of King Kong. I did
Yeah,
not like that whatsoever. It was just,
it's pretty anticlimactic for what you're waiting for.
yeah, but
I think they did a really good job with like how they did it inside. It looks really cool, but the as far as a ride, it's not that much of a thrill, regardless of it's just kind of that ride if you want to chill and just go through something and just kill some time,
yeah,
but definitely nothing crazy. I'll be
no.
honest. But if you're looking for a ride, man, definitely go. You can't go bad with the Jurassic Park Classic one, and then you have the new Velocicoaster. You have
Apparently
just a
you can't go better because it's top rated.
yeah, dude, it's fucking crazy. Like I'm surprised. I'm not surprised it has 4.9 stars. Shit, I wouldn't be
I'd
blown
like
away
to,
if it
what
made it to 5 stars.
I'd like to see what's in that group. Like, what are like the top 5 or top 10 roller coasters? So, what is like, for instance, like ones that I like a lot. Like, I did like Cheetah a lot in Busch Gardens. I want to say my favorite one though is in Six Flags Great Adventure in Jersey, Nitro. That was
Okay.
probably like my favorite one. Could it be a bit nostalgia factor in there? Most likely, but I
Well,
just really enjoy that one.
I think the northern roller coasters crush Florida's overall as far as theme parks, as far as the size of the roller coasters. Because this one only has 155 top jump, like that's like the tallest it goes, but it's
Mm-hmm.
they're making them very unique. I think that what gets it is that it's different. It's very modern. It has different things that you typically, if you ride normally enough roller coasters, you can kind of get the gist of what's going to happen
Yep.
when you're on it, even if you've never been. This one, it does take you for a trick. Like you think 100%. It's like, nope, here we are. We're going this way instead. And it's pretty well done.
Okay. Good stuff. Good stuff.
What else do we have in mind? I'm trying to think anything else. How's your training been going? You've been working out consistently or what?
Oh, trying to get back into it. I was totally knocked off for a good while. Just not going all that consistent. Just sticking to kind of like how was it last episode or the one before? Last week Fridays, I want to say is where we kind of like outlined, or I outlined how I typically train. So I'm just sticking to maybe I don't know, like let's give today an example. I did one, two, three, four, five, 6 different exercises,
Mm.
all within like 35 minutes.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like how it's been. I have been doing a little bit extra like cardio. I've been trying to much to my my face. I've been playing some basketball. Yeah, that explains this going what's happening over here this past Saturday. I
For the
just
listeners,
go
you gotta go check out the YouTube
oh
channel,
yes,
watch this podcast episode live,
it's
look
to
at
see what
Mr.
I'm
Gabe.
yeah to see what I'm talking about. No, I've been doing that. I've always enjoyed playing basketball, and then here they get like in my community they have like a group of dudes. They just come and play at every Saturday, like around at 8 o'clock in the morning,
Mhm.
and Wednesdays around at 6 or 6:30. So we play like just a couple games, either 2 mans, 3 mans, 4 mans. But I was on defense, and then I'm trying to swipe the ball, and the dude just lowered his shoulder and just crashed right into my face, shoulder meeting my face. I heard like a crunch and a crack, and I was just like, oh, that doesn't sound good. He went down on the floor. I didn't, and he was not a small guy. He had some weight to him, and
Is he
luckily nothing
okay?
happened. Yeah, he was fine. He was fine. He was fine. Uh, I was that, but I guess physically it looks worse than what it really is, and also it wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. Because I go to right after it happened, I say, "Hey, is my face okay? Is my face red? Anything going on?" He's like, "No, no, you're good." I was like, oh, "Okay." So as soon as I got home, I just put some ice, and now it looks like this.
Yeah, dude. It
What are you
looks
gonna
like
do?
you got freaking whacked right in the eye, clean.
Yeah, but
Little Tua.
check out the other dude.
It just yeah, it's like what's the other like check out the other guy. No, it's like you got hit by Conor McGregor, yeah. Just fucking pounded with the elbows and
Something like that. One of your boys.
yeah, right. No, but oh man, that shit, you're fucking playing and stuff. That's pretty badass.
Yeah.
Um, I'm trying to think of my training's been going pretty well, man. I've been really just focusing on strength right now, eating a lot. I'm only up about 2 pounds in the last 3 weeks, which is pretty good for me. Um, keeping my calories no less than 2,200 calories roughly. I've been trying to average 25 right now, hitting my protein, all that, focusing on sleep. I've been really getting really good sleep. It's weird when you eat enough food, your sleep is actually great versus when I'm dieting for too long. Sleep quality does diminish when you start pushing the deficit very, very far and very
Mm-hmm.
lean. So those are things that it's been a while since I've like paid attention to that. The fact of how much better you have when your nutrients are there. I've been drinking less caffeine as a result. I've been drinking max 2 cups, and the second cup is more so for because I like the taste versus
Yeah.
I need it to wake me up type thing. So I've been even trying to control it to one a day. Not because, like I said, it's just like I like how coffee is, so it's hard for me to say no.
Yeah.
Anywho, but yeah, dude, training's been great, consistent, been lifting heavy, broke back up to 315 again on my deadlift in a week or so. Um, been really monitoring my hips and stuff just because they feel a little bit tight when I'm squatting. But besides that, everything's been feeling great. My shoulders, my presses, my back rows, everything feels pretty stable, and it's cool
Yep.
just to start filling out my clothes again in that way. Dude, I've honestly, I always have a problem with like when people design clothes. I'm very picky when I buy clothes. I've noticed this,
Yep.
and it's because like a lot of like normal standard athletic wear that you buy like at a store, it's kind of designed for like the average person, right?
Yes.
And what's an average dude? They typically don't got good glutes, right? Let's just be real here. I know Gabe loves it when
I
I
feel
generalize
called
shit.
out.
Gabe like loves when I generalize things. Um,
Always the best.
um, so
Cover
yeah,
all
but
all the bases.
I bought these shorts and I'm debating on returning them because I bought these other shorts that I usually wear a lot. If people like watch my stories and Instagram, I kind of wear the same type of shorts. I bought multiple colors and I wear them because the fit is good. I think these designers actually thought of their audience of like athletic people that squat, deadlift, run, do sports. So that even though because the problem is the waistline plus the glutes and the legs. So
Yep.
the ratios are off. Plus, I'm 5'7", so I'm right under the average standard height, probably of what they're making this clothes, who they're making this clothes for, as far as the length of the short. So yeah, I have to be very. It's more me, I feel, than anything. But being objective, I'm like, yeah, you can tell where the design flaw is. Like you can tell like where the thought was. It is what
Mm-hmm.
it is. They weren't that expensive. I'm debating on keeping them. Who knows? Maybe, maybe not.
My issue with clothes
Struggles.
more is with tops of how like the shirts are just like a square. Like it fits fine, like maybe like from chest up or whatever, but then like going down, it's like a square and it gets like too flowy, too much. I don't know. That's just me. I
I
just
would say
don't care
like
too much for
a
that.
lot of the stuff I buy is online nowadays because these
Mm-hmm.
people are fixing these problems. They're tapering the shirts in more, especially for like you buy clothes that's designed for people that work out. That's the common problem we have is too square. So the top might feel fine, like the shoulders, but then it's really baggy and loose
Yeah.
on the and just which is whatever. If you don't care about that type of shit, then sure. But I mean, you're a guy that likes to dress up and feel good and like, you're kind of up to date with what's going on. You don't want to be like stuck in one era, for example, right? We want to kind of like move with a little bit with the times.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, those are things that we appreciate. So the tailoring of it is fitted to the body, makes it look like you actually like it makes me look taller. Straight
And and
up.
so once you do find something that's great, it's also a good measuring point or to how you're feeling or how your training has been going. Because like you said that you're feeling things out a lot better. So if you have like do you have that like a shirt or a pair of pants or shorts or whatever that you always go back to and just saying, okay, how do I look in this? You know what? Maybe I should need to, or I haven't pushed it as far as I'd like to go, or let me just change up this or that in order to go back to where I was to fill this how I'd like to fill it. So sometimes, I mean, it's good to have that as a measuring stick if that is your intention to kind of like to go back to this type of either physique or aesthetic look. Then you can always say, okay, let me just use this as a gauge to see if I'm trending better in that direction or not so much. Or if you're saying, hey, I like to cut back, let me put on that shirt. Oh, it fits the same way. Maybe I'm not cutting as much as I thought I was.
So I used to more so when I was really pushing my weight up, I had my bulking pants and my bulking shirts, right? Shirts that clothes that look better when you were bigger.
Yeah.
Because that's the biggest thing. We talked about the mindset of bulking beginning of this week. We dropped the episode and we talked about how you have to have a mentality, and maybe fitting into clothes is a thing that people need to kind of understand. Like even dressing a certain way may matter for your mindset when it comes to cutting and bulking. Have like maybe depending on how extreme you go. Like if the reason I don't have them anymore, I actually got rid of those pants, is because I've been about the same weight for since 2007 2018. So it's been about 4 years. I've been really consistent. And even before then, I started kind of maintaining my weight within 160 on average to 170 on average. So I've been only fluctuating 10 pounds. And more of that fluctuation comes from a good chunk of it's probably water, as
Yep.
well as it goes to my legs. Usually if I'm not training, if I'm training a lot of legs, I'll definitely increase my weight very fast. I'll be up back up. I'm almost back up to 170 pounds right now. And it's just because I've been squatting and deadlifting more again. So it starts to fill out. That's the problem I have, is that my legs gain a lot of volume and they're very dense. And then I have like weird fitting clothes, like my pants don't fit me properly. So it's part of my height ratio. I'm gonna probably make a clothing line for people under 5'8" and I'll make a lot of money. Because I got to support the little guys out here. No, but yeah, no, definitely you have to have that. I probably will like buy more of like my baggier. I think I have a couple baggy clothes. I gotta check. I don't know. I got rid of a lot of shit because I'm also like becoming very minimalist when it comes to clothing. That's why I'm also very picky on what I buy. Because if I'm gonna buy something, I don't buy a lot of them. I don't like to have a
Hmm.
bunch of different shorts and a bunch of different shirts. I like to have stuff that I wear really regularly. Saves money. You buy better quality shit that lasts forever. And that's my mindset. I battle with it too because I like shoes, man. And I've been saying no to a lot of cool sneakers that I see out there.
I know. I keep on seeing that stuff, and I'm just like, nope, 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 nope. Let me just
It's
not
like we
look.
don't
Let me
need
just
it. Shit, with
no.
the way the world's working right now, we may fucking go back to like a potential like, isolation, lockdown, whatever, and like we don't have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. Which is nice in the regards to not having to worry about buying extra stuff, but maybe not so much because of I guess what's going on. Yeah, it's been it's now going on how long now? Over a year and a half
Yeah, some
of
countries have it
shit.
obviously worse than we do. We in Florida, we've had it very, very good. I can't
You know what?
complain.
You know what I think? I think it's while I can understand why people in certain areas, like let's just take either New York or California. I guess those are one extreme, right? And then Florida and Texas are in the other opposite end of the other extreme in how things are being handled. So I can kind of understand when one side, like here in Florida, where people would say, no, it's too much, too much freedom, or we need to, put some restrictions in place because it's a bit too much. And again, I can understand why someone else in those other places like California and New York would be like, there's too many restrictions. We need to give back some kind of like freedom, give us back some choice. So it's just funny how people in those, I guess, because everyone around you is telling you one thing, your sense to not rebellious nature, but just your sense to be like, I guess, opposed to the group mentality would be to, I guess, switch it, if that makes any sense. Right. So
Mhm.
everybody around you is saying, hey, let's go. Pizza's the best. Burger suck. You're like, no, I like a burger. And then if you go to somewhere else where everyone's like, oh, burger's the best, pizza suck. And you're like, well, pizza's fine too. So I don't know. I just think that's kind of interesting because here I can understand why there are more restrictions because people, if you let people do whatever the hell they want to do, they'll do whatever the hell they want to do without any regard to, generally speaking, without regard to the next person. So then again, on the other side, I can understand feeling like your life is being controlled more than you'd like it to be, you know?
I
So
agree.
just
I can see it. I definitely can see it. It's gonna be
I
interesting.
can understand is what I'm saying.
Yeah, we can kind of see what's going to happen. We only know it's based on the actions that are happening right now. We haven't had anything radical in our state yet. I know other states are going through some mandate stuff, which I'm at the end of the day, like my people have asked me here and there. My answer's always been the same. I don't think any of us on this show, because I think Mike's vaccinated, I think, but I don't know if you are, but like we're not anti-vaccine here. Like I don't think most people are anti-vaccine. Most people are just pro-choice. They're pro
Correct.
like being
Yeah, I
having the
think
option to choose
yes.
what they want to do to their body, because we have a lot of their body, their or your choice, your body, your choice type shit.
Hmm.
It falls under, unfortunately, it falls under the same rule. So to like
Yes,
say like
it
make an
does.
exception to change it based on whatever, and the whole ridiculing people is what I have a problem with. Is like I made a post the other day. It's
Regardless of
like
what it is. Yeah,
yeah, it's
and
like
I thought that was
and
kind
I
of cool what you did. It's part of your story and your post, and it's just saying, hey, let's just be cool. Like,
yeah.
what's the problem? And then like, so if you want to, let's say go forward and get and get the, let's just use either vaccine or mask, which are two polarizing, topics, right? If you want to, okay, fine. If you don't want to, then fine. But don't say, don't
Mhm.
hit your wagon on someone else by saying, well, I don't want to get the vaccine. It's not FDA approved. Well,
Now apparently there is
is
one that is.
our well this again, this was before. So that's why now that it is approved, what are you going to say now? Are you going to move the goalpost? Are you going to change your answer now? Were you cool with taking BCAAs or protein powder or
Yeah, like
creatine or
people
other
that are in
kind
the
of shit?
supplement
Are
industry,
you
they're like,
someone that has inquired about taking SARMs, but
yeah,
yet you're worried about that? You know what I mean? And all I'm
yeah,
just saying is just understand the whole scope and what it is. If you don't want to, you don't want to. Fine, that's
yeah.
fine. That's cool. That's you. You don't want to do that, then that's you.
My favorite
So we
argument
are.
is
Go ahead.
my favorite argument that makes me come to mind is when someone says you're selfish for not doing it. At the end of the day, like most of the stuff that we do as humans is for our own gain, if we're
Yeah.
very truthfully honest. And when we do things for other people, there is some type of thing that we even get a satisfaction, a feel good feeling, or some type of like sense of like heroism, or like you feel like I'm doing this for the great of others, but it's generally serving yourself. So I don't think it has anything to do with selfishness. I think that the whole ridiculing, bullying other people, dude, I have best friends, family members that have done it. That's fine. I'm like, I'm all for it, man. Like, I think that we should have options, medical options, to be able to take precautions, whoever. Um, but no one can objectively say who is doing it right for sure, because until years go by, until we see this shit kind of finally calm down, we will never really know who
Mm-hmm.
was more on the favorable side and who was maybe,
Correct.
oh, probably shouldn't have done that. And the whole thing about the FDA, just real quick, dude, how many things are in the FDA that have either been banned or are genuinely not good for you? Let's be real. So the
Plenty of
FDA
stuff.
doesn't, the FDA exactly doesn't guarantee even the fucking supplements. Like I'm
At
not,
all.
this goes for a lot of different things, man. So it's, I just find it very interesting. I have people that are so passionate about like, and the way I told them was this, like we said on this show, we're not anti-vaxxers. We're not assholes about this
At
shit. We
all.
do whatever you want. We talk to people. I train clients of all different religions, beliefs, walks of life. I have friends that I'm really good friends with that are polar opposite of what I believe. Gabe and me disagree on a lot of different things, but at the end of the day, I love Gabe because I think Gabe is awesome. I think he's a good person, and that's what matters most to me about the people I surround myself with. Is like if we're connected, it's because fundamentally, I think you're a good person I can trust, and I feel that at the end of the day, you are fundamentally you're not evil. This whole thing that people have completely just separated themselves from maybe from their loved ones, from friendships that they've had for a long time. um, it's very dangerous. The problem is like anytime you latch on these type of emotions to this type of stuff is where you have to be very careful, because you're probably doing more harm than good. The way I told this person, I had a discussion with someone that, was posting something I'm like, dude, what kind of fucking piece of shit does this sometimes? I'm sorry. Like, you sound like a fucking asshole. And I'm not going to call names or say anybody who it is personally, but I was like, dude, like, my thing is this: post what you want to post. At the end of the day, it's your fucking choice. But the way I'm looking, if you care so much to go through all this trouble, why don't you, if you're so smart, because this is the thing, other people have a God complex, they're very
Oh yeah,
intelligent,
Jesus Christ.
then educate, provide information, and not everyone's going to receive it. It's the truth. But
Mm-hmm.
if you have intentions to help people and you want to kind of people to get inspired and maybe take choices based on information, then provide data, provide information. You know why the other people, the fucking other camp of not maybe taking it or winning? Because those people are consistently posting a lot of information based on what they believe. Other people are the people, and if you were to post more information as to maybe the pros and maybe some of the objective truths, then people can make a more educated decision and bring reason, and maybe they don't look at you as like, oh, this person's super judgmental, I can't talk to them, because you're pushing. When you make posts that are so polarizing, when it seems like it's either my way or the highway, or F off, you're closing a lot. And the example, you're closing off a lot of people. The example I gave is like, dude, obviously it's not the same thing. So people are gonna be like, oh, it's not the same thing, Jonathan, it's not contagious. It's what I'm saying is like, it's just health and fitness, because that's where we're working. Yep. Dude, we work in health and fitness. How many of our family members are fucking overweight? How many people have health issues, chronic fucking health issues? They smoke, they drink a lot, they eat like shit, they don't sleep, they're basically about to die. At the end of the day, I love them. At the end of the day, I accept them. And at the end of the day, I have good relationship with them. I hate if I was to make someone feel less than at a dinner table because I didn't want to eat a particular food. I'm never going to say like at Thanksgiving, we're not allowed to have dessert. We're not allowed to have processed food. Either it's fucking grown in my backyard and it's harvested and we hunted the turkey ourselves and checked for GMO and blah, blah. Like, dude, like, or mandating that McDonald's closes down and goes fucking, I don't know, like they turn into a barbecue place. I don't know. Like you start like trying to make all these radical forcing on people that they have to be at a specific way, a certain look, a certain style, a certain this, and fit in all these. Dude, you're only going to end up pushing people further away. When it comes to the health and fitness space, if I was to shame and bully and ridicule people that were overweight, they would turn them off more than if I just provide the information, let them know, hey, dude, I get it. I understand that this is not going to be something that's going to be easy for you, but here's some information why this may potentially be a bit of good fucking option for you to change your life for the better. You know what happens? It could be years of these people just following you. And then they're, you know what, they have they're like that switch, their genuine desire for themselves goes there. And they're like, you know what, I'm open to hear what this guy has to say now. Genuinely, I'm here to ask questions and actually receive versus cram. Anti-vaxxer, you're a piece of shit. You're selfish, blah, blah, blah. You're stupid. You're uneducated. You're a nurse. You're in the health field, but you're stupid. Like, bro, dude, the insanity, bro. Like the insanity is like, it irks me, man. And the only reason I get passionate about it is because, like, dude, I'm like, bro, like, if we're gonna make change, let's make fucking change, but let's be about the change for real, for real. Like, don't be like that fucking poser, like talking shit and not walking the walk in other areas of your life, or just being a completely shitty human being, thinking that you have this superiority because of your thinking is the best.
Exactly. If you're in there is your main focus to try to say that your side or your viewpoint is right, or would it be more to kind of finally come around and get and not find a solve, but put it so where everyone is totally cool health wise? If that's it, then we should just be open to it, having that. I think we mentioned this plenty of times before, that white belt mentality. Oh, hey, it turns out that this wasn't the best way to go about it. Okay, well, fine, then let's go the other way. As more information comes out, then you should either feel more have a little bit more conviction in your beliefs. Okay, maybe I was right. Or if it turns out that it's the other way around, then okay, hey, well, I guess I was doing it wrong. Maybe I should do this instead. And then here, going back to my earlier point of how here everyone is about, it's very anti-vax, anti-mask, and anti social distance. Everyone just shut up. It's not even real. It's because the narrative here in my surrounding area of my community and the state as a whole is so much in that direction. It kind of makes me lean more towards the other way. I guess kind of like to my earlier point. And I bet you that if I was in New York or California, where everyone is more so in the other direction, I would probably lean more towards the other one, saying, shit, I wish I was in Florida, where I was a little bit more, things were a little more lenient. But I mean, I don't know, man. It's just whatever works for you. But just know, like, if you choose to get the vaccine, which we are actually all of, no, Elle, she got hers early this week, the second dose. We are set for next week. So we will be. And it's just a choice that we decided to do so. And Jennifer felt a little more comfortable because of the lack of any type of precautions or restrictions they're instituting in school. She just felt a little bit safer to do it then, because I mean, like I'm only as good as the person next to me, and the person next to me is like, you know, fucking nasty, a nasty ass. Then
We talk about the
maybe not
nasty asses all the time.
exactly nasty
Don't be
ass.
a nasty
Fucking
ass.
do not be a nasty ass. And that was our choice. But we're not naive in thinking, oh, just because we have that, just because if we choose to put on a mask, we somehow put this, you know, cloak of, you know, invulnerability that nothing can penetrate and nothing can. No, it's not the case. Does it lower your chance? Possibly. And that's what we're hoping for. And that's our rationale behind it. Again, we still take all these other kind of precautions. I mean, we've always been like, I guess, a social distancing person. We've always been, you know, high on hygiene, or as high as we can be on hygiene, as conscious as we can. Do we slip up sometimes? Of course, just like anyone. Just sometimes, oh shit, I didn't wipe my hands, or let me just clean my hands. Oh shit, I didn't wipe.
I thought you were gonna say like I didn't wipe my ass. I'm like, oh god.
Oh no. You always wipe your ass. Always wipe your ass. Always double wipe. You always wipe, and then you also make sure that you get a at the end. Let me do a check. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. But you know, it's just and that's just what we do. And then if again, totally on the opposite end, you know, if you don't want to, then fine. That's cool. I'm not gonna just, you know, totally disown you or not talk to you because you choose to not take part in these kind of things. You know, I might just maybe go back like this if I see you like, you know, I don't know, eating some shit off the floor, or just, you know, oh, you finished, you're gonna go eat like a pizza or something with your bare hands and you just don't wash your hands. Or if I go to your house to eat and then I see you just all barehanding inside the food, I'm probably not gonna do that. And that would have been my reaction like 2 years ago anyway. So I don't know. It's just everyone just be cool. And if you want to, yes. If you don't want to, no, great. That's fine. What's it to me?
Yeah. Like, the way I look at it too, man, is like I constantly ask people that I feel that are very knowledgeable in specific subjects, people that actually take the time, I know for a fact, or taking the time to like dissect a lot of this information, and they give me their like a lot of like either places I can go look for more info and learn, or teach me some things, because I don't know everything about the the virus. Like I
know shit. I don't know shit. I know I don't know shit.
So like I'm taking both sides. I listen to very smart people on the opposing side and very smart people that are on the other side. Like, and then and this is how I've always been, even with working out. It's like I listen to people that believe in this type of training and eating and all that, and other people that are on the other side of more of a hippie crunchy holistic approach. You know, it's like all the other extremes, and like you can kind of see the pros and cons of either side to then for yourself as a listener, whoever you are, whatever you believe in, we welcome anyone. We don't care, dude. Like, it's like if you did it for your well-being, yeah, it's like as long as you're not a shitty human being, we're cool with it. But like at the end of the day, just you can make a more educated guess on what is that you should do. And then if you're truly, like I said, if you're truly passionate about helping others, educate people in a way that leaves them empowered to be able to be like, you know what, this person actually is not being an asshole about it or imposing this on me, but he's actually sparked curiosity. Like, you know what, let me reassess the way I think. Or that person never decides to listen to you, and that's okay too. You don't take it personal. Don't take it like this person's like doesn't like you, hates you, whatever. Like I said, disagreements and having different opinions is what makes you better and could potentially get you to grow as individuals, as you know, as a group. So yeah, I think that's kind of like a perfect way to send this show is like, don't be an asshole. Like
please don't be uncool. You know,
don't be uncool. Just be cool, man. Like, cool. Dude, we already have enough division in the fucking world as it is. Like, I just feel like, dude, it's like one thing after another.
You know, I was going to add this also with talking about information, and sure, there's information for both sides of pros and cons. Maybe you should do this, maybe you shouldn't do that. But how many studies do we see out there of it's best to not squat below parallel? Aren't there things that say that promote that? Mm-hmm. Aren't there things that say, you know, don't press behind your back, behind your head? So just because there's a study, just because there's research, just because there's information that says don't do this, I know that, okay, well, let's see what's the information behind it. That one, we don't have as much data behind that. We barely have much information for artificial sweeteners. Has that been, you know, said if it's the long-term effects or what's going on with that? And how long have they been around? How long? What do you think? Like a while?
In the last couple, probably in the last couple of decades.
something like that, right?
Yeah.
So even
it's more
even
of a,
then,
I
we
think it's
still don't
more
have
of
the
a,
information.
I think it's more of a new world problem.
But I'm just saying, like, that's an example of how we're just even still kind of like
Yeah.
wrapping our heads around it as far as that.
That's
So
the thing.
we're not going to get as much data or as much information for here, what in either direction. So don't be so
Correct.
hard in your conviction and being in either direction. Pick the choice
Correct.
that you want to do for you and your family, for your well-being, and that's it.
Understand, like, one thing I'll just be objective with everyone is be objective, like how government runs stuff. They've pushed specific nutrition requirements in the past, and then they've pulled back and been like, yeah, that's probably not ideal. Like the whole low fat craze, and then we just got a fucking spike of obesity and diabetics and issues that other health issues that was like, oh, it has to be this, and let's just make this a standard, promote more low fat this, low fat everything. And it's
doctors
just,
also said smoking was fine before.
Correct. So it's like
there's also one dentist that says Crest isn't good.
Yeah, so it's like
so
you got things are constantly evolving when it comes to that. So our message to our listeners is to always be objective, be aware, try to like read context, try to be open-minded in a way that, yeah, it doesn't mean you have to automatically shift your beliefs on everything, but be okay with like challenging certain things and things that are being pushed. At the end of the day, dude, money is what moves this world. Let's be fucking real. Money is what moves this world. It's what a lot of decisions are based on. It's not always about our health and well-being, especially when it comes from the government. Let's be real. Government can probably try to censor this episode.
And
whatever. I don't care.
And that's everybody in there.
That's
not just one side. That's fucking everybody.
That's for everybody.
That's another shit that people were like, oh, the media's trying to tell you the wrong thing, but they're also getting their information from the media. So keep the same energy. That's another thing I say. Keep the same energy fucking everywhere. If you're saying, I don't want to take this because I don't know what's in it. Yeah, but you eat chicken nuggets. You eat hot dogs. You eat all this processed shit. Do you even know what the hell's in all that kind of shit?
It's like, right? That's the thing too. Like you have to be congruent, but a lot of people aren't. So just be, like I said, objective. Stop latching on to certain things. At the end of the day, we're tribal as human beings. I get it. It's part of us, who we are as human beings, but always challenge the narrative. And that way you're always constantly making the best decision for you, for your family, for your loved ones. At the end of the day, respect others. I think that's really like the thing that we've lost, is that we don't respect others' opinions. And there's always going to be different ones. And if you constantly live in that echo chamber, how are you ever going to change and how are you going to grow?
Exactly.
In the years from now, I'm curious to see like what we look at and be like, oh, okay, maybe we weren't, I wasn't right. Oopsie. And maybe this has like negative long-term effects. Hopefully not. Because I might even fucking do it eventually due to necessity for certain things. I'm not saying, so I'm hoping for the best. I'm really hoping for the best here, but it's for everyone. So I don't care about being haha in your face. I'm more like, let's just hopefully there's a positive on the other side of this shit. So anyways, listeners, that's kind of all we have for you today. We had a little bit of Friday rant talk shit time.
Just a bit.
Just to like blow some steam for the week. Mr. Gabriel, what you got for us?
Hey, got a question.
Yes.
Do you know how come cemeteries have fences?
No.
People are dying to get in.
Oh, this is true. I actually have something for you, but I'm going to save it for next episode.
Oh, okay.
So,
you know what? Hold on. I think I can do better. 2 for 1. 2 for 1. It's a bit much. But what do you do when epileptic has a seizure in the bathtub? You throw in the laundry.
Oh, God, Jesus. Fuck.
There you go. Something to lighten up the mood. It felt like it was a bit too much on one side, so.
Yeah, but the next level show, you never know what you're going to expect from us. Obviously, check out the show notes. Agree, disagree. We're always open to like listen to you guys. Send us a message, school us on some things, or bring us some topics that you'd like us to discuss more in depth. We got you guys. Anything you need, we're here to serve you always. And with that being said, check us out on Instagram at The Next Level Show. My personal account is at John Alva Fitness. Gabe, he's at Prime and Glory. And Mike, he's at Mike Nillis PT. And until the next one.